X and music publishers retreat from lawsuits. That's the headline that just hit the headlines in the New York Times. In what looks like a quiet but significant courtroom decision, Elon Musk's social media platform X, which was formerly known as Twitter, and a coalition of 17 major music publishers, including the National Music Publishers Association, have agreed to dismiss two separate lawsuits that had been fighting each other in federal court. The settlements were filed late Thursday in the Tennessee and Texas courts, and they were made public the next day. They both stipulate the dismissal of all claims with prejudice, meaning neither side can bring the same charges again. The lawsuits touched on two big problems. In 2023, the publishers said X had not done enough to police rampant copyright infringement on its platform. They claimed that as many as 1,700 songs, from artists such as Ed Sheeran, Beyoncé, and Rihanna, were shared without proper licensing or permission. The publishers' lawsuit, which was filed in Nashville, called for $250 million in damages. The other Reichwat pit the Publishers Association had in 2026 alleged anti-competitive dealing, but the details were never fully spelled out in the article. Both cases were publicly known, but the resolution has now brought them to a close. The language used in the submission is very concise. By agreeing to stipulate to dismissal of all claims with prejudice, both parties are effectively asking the court to put a definitive end on the proceedings. Legal experts often see this as a neutral outcome, neither side wins nor loses, but the stale claims in future litigation are forestalled. The music companies are, at least according to the filing, letting go of all allegations. The same goes for X, which has not released a statement explaining the reasoning behind the split. The court filings themselves do not give details on why the parties decided to walk away from the battles. It could be a strategic decision, it could be a legal settlement, or it might simply be that the parties failed to progress toward a resolution, but as an outsider we only see the fact that they said in court time, "We want the cases dismissed." This development follows a long history of music publisher battles with social media platforms. For years, someone has argued that platforms are a fair use territory and would be responsible for policing. The latter does not exist, it is in the hands of the platform to hide or remove infringing content. In the case of X, the platform had to wield that policy against the massive repertoire that is being uploaded every day. Reports prior to this decision had suggested that X's lack of a robust takedown engine allowed artists' work to leak or be distributed outside of licensed channels. But with the courts now sidelining these criticisms, musicians might be hopeful that it's time to re-examine the overall landscape of how artists and platforms interact. Even though the settlement is a landmark in that it ends these lawsuits, the bigger question for the industry still remains: is the current arrangement working for creators? Does the popularity of digital sharing inevitably lead to more intellectual property disputes, or does it provide more opportunities? The settlement will hopefully allow X and the publishers to focus on new revenue models that remedy all stakeholders' Coleman in a more robust way. In closing, this story could have gone many different ways: a protest from the artists, a new legal battle, a new lawsuit filed, or possibly a longer negotiation. The fact we see is that in the end, the parties chose to formally dismiss both claims and put them with prejudice. The next time a lawsuit is filed, the same complaint may not be refiled. So it seems that the long-running argument may have finally taken a pause. Thank you for listening. Until next time, stay tuned for more updates in the world of music and law.